Welcome back to The Express at Minter Country Gardens in Chilliwack. Oh, it is so nice that spring is here. I bet you're feeling the same way. It's also extra special to be surrounded by all these plants and flowers. Just makes you feel good. Something about beautiful things. In fact, millions of people discover the beauty of where we call home every year, and a local band is using their talents to spread the word. And they've had more than 150,000 hits on their new hit.
It's you that makes me feel happy.
Gorgeous cityscapes, stunning sunsets, and snow-covered mountaintops. That's the portrait Tourism Vancouver is painting in this latest online ad. A music video that sees two local musicians having the time of their lives.
It's you that I want to get close to. I want to get close to you like you close.
It's sometimes you can just take for granted everything that's there, but when you get out, and we were forced to involve ourselves in this environment, it was a good experience.
They are Reed Henry and Adam Bailey, also known as Watasum, a folky pop reggae duo that puts good vibrations first.
It's easy to get into, you know, it's based on simple songs that are upbeat and fun to dance to.
Well, hopefully it's genuine and we represent a good time and, you know, happy feelings, positive vibrations.
Despite being the new face of Vancouver, Watasum is actually from Southern Ontario. They moved to the West Coast only 2 years ago to pursue music, and it was here the band got the inspiration they craved.
It's got so much natural beauty around it. Just being able to go down to the beach, to the ocean, up in the mountains, being able to get outside a lot and enjoy that has made a difference in our music.
And now Watasum's music has become the soundtrack to the city. Tourism Vancouver approached the duo last fall, and after months of shooting downtown, around Stanley Park and the North Shore, they've got a world-class video that expresses their love for their new home.
I think this definitely shows a lighter side to Vancouver, and, you know, hopefully people have erased the stigma of the riots, because it's not really what Vancouver's about.
I'm Tim Chung in Vancouver for The Express.
It's you.
The website is watasummusic.com, and the name comes from two things that Adam and Reed value the most: water and sun. Watasum. Now, water, sun, and waves sounds great for the surfers out there, right? But what about the days when the water's calm, but the weather is great? Well, you can head to North Vancouver, hit the hills for a little sidewalk surfing.
Before Michael McGoldrick was old enough to drive, he used his longboard to get around Vancouver.
Now, as an adult, it's that same freedom.
The pro longboarder has competed all over the world. But now he spends most of his time getting other people to share his passion.
Making film, photographs, going out to community events and just educating people.
It's videos like this one that make longboarding seem extreme and inaccessible. But McGoldrick says the sport is evolving.
Pretty dangerous, you know, you're going fast down open roads. So to help limit our risks, we started going slower, carving, doing power slides, and a lot more like snowboarding influenced moves.
This is one of our new boards called the Tomahawk. It's sort of like a free-riding freestyle board. A little bit higher speed, kind of riding your longboard like a snowboard. So this is just a really fun board that kind of changes the way people are thinking about the style of longboarding.
Landyachtz manufactures longboards right here in Vancouver.
We're a team of about 40 guys here building boards, packing them up, assembling, and shipping them all around the world now.
Blake Startu says longboards are popular with everyone from young teens to businessmen in suits.
Longboarding is, above anything else, a really practical form of transportation as well as recreation. So especially in a city like Vancouver where it's really a hotspot for longboarding, you see people riding them to work. You don't have to lock it up outside like a bike.
To prove their claims that longboarding is for everyone, I'm going to try to shred the sidewalk. A little help, of course.
So the best way to practice this without rolling away is turn your skateboard upside down.
This feels good.
Feels good. So the next thing you gotta know is your shred stance.
My shred stance.
Shred stance, yeah. So you're gonna bend your knees just like any sport.
Okay.
Hands out over your tip and tail. So push.
Stop.
Yeah, that's it. And try and make this corner. I bet you can. Yeah, so put your hands out like this. Point towards me. Yeah, point some more.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that, you're a longboarder.
To the corner. So much fun, now all I need is a little speed.
I need a motor on this thing.
Fact, pretty much anyone can learn how to longboard. But here's a little advice.
Start in flat areas, start in parks. It's all about doing it in the right environment and with the right equipment.
I'm Bianca Solterbeck in Vancouver for The Express.
God bless the wind.
Apparently, longboarding originated in Hawaii. Surfers used it as cross-training. When the waves were dull, they'd go for a cruise. You're watching The Express from Minter Country Gardens in Chilliwack, and we've got more ways to put a little spring in your step coming up.
Yeah, spring's good, and
It's a lesson on the birds and the birds in Chilliwack.
I'm a real nerd. When I hear a bird making noise, I gotta stop and look at it. I can't help it.
You don't even break out the duct tape anymore.
It's a bungee jump that'll blow your mind in Whistler. The Express. We are your local voice.
Community programming on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by
Makeup services for Shaw TV, provided by Beauty Mark.
Welcome back to The Express at Minter Country Gardens in Chilliwack. Earlier on the show, we were talking about the small space gardening trends that we're really seeing in 2012. This time of year isn't just about flowers blooming. It's also when animals come out of hibernation. And it's not only the bears, but the birds.
We birded in Texas last summer along the Rio Grande, and we were just birding in Hawaii. So wherever we go, we've got our binoculars.
He may have only got into bird watching to spend time with his wife, but he's been hooked now for over 25 years. Cliff Jury even owns 2 birding stores, but he prefers to be outdoors, enjoying nature and watching the flying feathered fowl, especially at this time of year.
Well, springtime is the changeover. Just like we're all waiting for the leaves and the flowers to come out, a lot of the birds are just coming back from wintering in Mexico and South America, and so they're coming up here to have their young. We're one of the best places because of the insects and food supply, so that's why they nest in British Columbia.
Cliff has many bird feeders here at the Great Blue Heron Nature Reserve, where the heron are just starting to build their nests. But besides these birds, there are many others to observe and appreciate as well.
I really like watching their behaviors. They have just great interaction. It's a different world, the birds, I guess, from us. Bird watching is one of the fastest growing hobbies in North America, and that only one that's busier is gardening. So people are spending a lot of money to go traveling around the world to see birds, bird feeders in their yards and that, so it's pretty popular.
Birds are definitely a sign that spring is on its way, and watching them in the sport of birding is no longer reserved for just retirees.
Definitely, I would say there's more and more people getting into bird watching.
Gord Gadsden is nowhere near retirement, but is an energetic bird enthusiast. He started the website FraserValleyBirding.com to bring birdwatchers together and school them on species in the area.
Yeah, spring's good, and you see, I'm a real nerd. When I hear a bird making noise, I gotta stop and look at it. I can't help it. I like to see spring because a lot of the birds that we haven't seen for several months, they've been down south and they've come back with the intention to have their babies.
Shouldn't be too long till where they're sitting on eggs either, eh? Within the next 2 weeks.
Cliff and Gord agree bird watching can bring you closer to nature and bring about relaxation at the same time. It's an easy and inexpensive hobby to have, and there's no time like springtime to get started.
We certainly have clubs throughout the Lower Mainland. That's always a good place to start. Also, a lot of the stores do bird walks. Certainly check, because that's a great way to get out, is to get out with a group of 10 or 15 people and have a look at the birds.
But if you're eager to get going and inspect their interactions and behaviors, you can start today.
One of the easiest ways to really enjoy birds is put up a bird feeder in your backyard. They'll come. If you put out the food, they'll come. It's probably the easiest way to start enjoying birds and realizing how many live within your own habitat, that call your backyard is their home as well.
For Shaw TV, I'm Tiffany Gurden.
The website is chilliwackblueheron.com to learn more about those birds and birding in general. And now on the Express, we're going to fast track the long drive from Chilliwack up to Whistler Village to check in with Nicole Fitzgerald and see just how quickly she can tick the next thing off her Fitz list.
Thanks, Johanna. Bungee jumping. It's not something you always think of doing in the winter, but the views and rush is absolutely incredible. You get to feel like a snowflake, a plummeting one.
One part hikers, one part high heels. I'm a mountain girl, always looking for the next adventure. This is where dreams are made. Dreams that are meant to be shared. From peak to valley, from snow to sun. I'm Nicole Fitzgerald, and this is the Fitz List. Doing everything you've ever wanted to do.
Hi, Matt. Welcome to Whistler Bungee.
For 10 years, I've avoided this moment. Skydiving, paragliding, landing a plane, been there, done it. Now jumping off the Whistler Bungee Bridge, not my idea of a good time.
I had nightmares last night.
When you got your toes on the edge and you're ready to jump, it's going to freak you out, but you got to remember how safe everything is, and you just have to take the leap.
And not in the metaphorical sense, so I called in reinforcement. Meet Pete Crutchfield, a para-alpine sit-skier, comedian, and most importantly, not a gentleman who's going to insist on ladies first.
Are you the kind of guy that would push a girl off a bridge?
Absolutely. Without even hesitating.
Just the man for the job. Pete has jumped 6 or 7 times. He's lost count.
You don't even break out the duct tape anymore. First time we did it, no one had done it before. So yeah, we wrapped me in duct tape. It was hilarious.
Normally, Pete jumps on what he calls Indie Day. Indie as in I'm not dead yet day. 16 years ago, he broke his neck skiing on Whistler Mountain. Every year, he lets the mountains know they haven't licked him yet.
So I go do something like bungee jumping or skydiving or helicopter skiing if I'm lucky. And yeah, just that happens every year on April 21st. It's my first time doing it in the winter.
Snow-covered trees and mountaintops, the glacier-fed Cheakamus River below. I refuse to look down, despite knowing this bridge comes with a clean bill of health, with more than 100,000 jumps over the past 10 years.
We have a perfect safety record. We've had no major accidents here. It's extremely safe, and yeah, we're very proud of that.
I thought hoisting Pete over the rail, wheelchair and all, would improve my confidence. Can we get a replay on that? Look at his expression. Not a care in the world.
That was insane. I thought this was going to make me feel better, but I'm actually more nervous now. Oh, man. You're not going to plunge me in the river, are you?
I'll try not to.
Try.
It was my turn. Instead of an old school ankle jump, I opted for the chest and waist harness setup.
You get better rebounds. You probably launch about 15, 20 feet higher on your bounces.
Enjoy it.
Is this supposed to be fun?
It's supposed to be a lot of fun.
This is supposed to be fun?
Relaxing almost.
All right.
Like a day at the spa.
This is not a day at the spa. This is definitely not a day at the spa.
Not even close. But no skill is required. Only gravity and nerves of steel come into play.
I don't know, Pete's kind of keeping me distracted.
Everybody has fear, right?
Over here.
The more you deal with it, the more practice you get, the easier it is to work with.
Okay, I'm ready. Okay, so I'm going to put my hands in a beat.
And with those words, my fingers were torn off the bars, and I leapt like an astronaut into space.
Nicole, how was that?
That was incredible. That was amazing. Look at my hands. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. That has been 10 years too long waiting to do that.
One fear conquered, I suddenly wanted to line up more. With Pete, of course, only too happy to nudge me along.
Oh, Pete, you're right.
From Whistler, I'm Nicole Fitzgerald for Shaw TV.
What are we going to do next? Bobsleigh it is.
The website is whistlerbungee.com. Definitely one for the bucket list, hey? And they are open year-round just in case you don't want to jump in the snow. You're watching The Express, and we've got more ideas for your spring to-do list with today's Spotlight.
The Shaw Mini Sun Run is a 2.5K course perfect for kids and those who prefer a shorter course. Show your kids fitness is fun and enjoy the Shaw Kids Zone, which includes bouncy inflatables, clowns, tattoo artists, and mascots. Benefiting the BC Cancer Foundation and sponsored by Shaw TV, the ITM Model Look of 2012 is open to male and female experienced or aspiring models between the ages of 15 and 26 years old. Over $10,000 in prizes will be awarded. Mission Hill Stompers Running Club is pleased to host the 2012 Heritage to Hatzick 5K and 10K Run Walk in Mission. This is a fun, family-friendly community event with all proceeds donated to the Mission Hospice Society.
Also on now, it's the 10th annual Fraser Valley Yard Garden and Renovation Show through to Sunday, March 25th at the Chilliwack Heritage Park. All kinds of experts are on hand showcasing all kinds of outdoor living trends. Plus, there's a big old barbecue cook-off competition. You're watching The Express. Thanks for joining us, only on Shaw TV, and happy spring.